Buy a GT4, they said. It'd be fun, they said. Well, it will be fun when it's fixed. This is my 1995 Celica GT4, which I thought was done and dusted, and I could do the first driving review on it. I went for a little drive, and the fuel pump is so noisy after about 10 minutes. I did take it out yesterday, hoping it'd fix itself. I took it out yesterday, and even though the fuel pump was noisy towards the end of the drive, it didn't stutter anymore. So I'm gonna have to bite the bullet and just drop that fuel tank, get a new fuel pump, clean the fuel tank out. So what I think's happening is, obviously the fuel pump is sat in the fuel tank and it's drawing the petrol in, and after a few minutes it starts gathering rust around the sock and it's stopping the fuel coming through, so the fuel pump's working twice as hard as it should be. So I was clutching at straws thinking it'd be the resistor, it'd be the fuel pressure regulator, but it's not. We've tried all that. Big shout out to TB Developments. He's been messaging me saying try this, try that, override the resistor. We tried everything. It's nothing to do with that end, it's this end. So I just got to bite the bullet and go for it. Drain the fuel out, jack it up, drop that fuel tank. This video, I'm not going to upload this video until that bloody thing's running perfect. So it might take me a week to film, it might take me 3 months, because right now it's early December, it's cold, I don't want to be laying on the ground, but I'm going to try and do it inside the garage. It's tight in here, I've got a roller door and that just closes, so if I try and jack it up, I don't know if it's going to stick out a bit. Well, let's find out. I'm trying to put it off as long as I can, but no more. 3, 2, 1. Now, car's all jacked up. What I was gonna do was, well, what I have tried doing was sticking a camera down the fuel tank just to see if I could see any rust or not, because it just seems pointless taking the fuel tank off if there's no rust in the fuel tank. Now, when I first took this fuel tank off, I looked inside the tank, I didn't really see much rust. I like swilled it out, emptied all the fuel out. Let's just get on with it, fuck me. Stop looking for excuses. But look, if I stick this down the fuel, what's your car, mate? If I stick this down the fuel, not funnel, I'll stick it down here and we'll have a little look on the screen. So if we stick it down inside here, beforehand I managed to get a hose pipe down here when I first got the car and get all the old fuel out before I dropped the tank. But if I go a bit closer, just down in here, there's like some sort of anti-theft, where is it? It looks like gone off fuel, it's brown, but there it is there. It stops you pushing anything further down. Obviously, it's sort of nicking fuel back in the day. All modern cars have them, but I can't get the camera no further down than that. So I don't know how I got the hose pipe in there, unless the hose pipe was about here. Then when I started putting pressure, it just sucked the fuel out. Nah, that can't be right. Anyway, let's try and get there it is. That's a better shot. Can you see that? So now I'm gonna put the hose pipe back in to see if I can get any fuel out. But that is what's stopping the camera going down into the tank. This has got me really confused, right? When I first got this car down my unit, I had this and I got it all the way into the bottom of the fuel tank and I squeezed that and got all the old fuel out. But now, for some reason, I can't get past that anti-theft thing that's in the bottom there. Why? How would I got past it first time round unless it... There's no way it moves, obviously. That's got me boggled, that has. Right, I think I'm going to have to drop the fuel tank with all the fuel in. I put 60 quid in it the other day of the good stuff. I have to use the jacks to lower the fuel tank out, get it out, put this in. That's not going to go no closer. That's one of life's little mysteries. Right, let's get under the car. Disconnect the main fuel line, the breather pipe, lower it down. Back under the old faithful. Right, to drop this fuel tank, you've got these two straps here. There is a couple of big bolts just there, but I'm not going to touch them because they're solid. So usually, the last time, I just took these pins out, one pin there, and dropped the straps down from this way, so this front end come down, and then up there, I don't know if you can see it or not, you've got the main fuel line. There it is there. That's the main fuel line into the tank and the breathe and return. So I'll set my little camera up, try and get you some footage, and we'll crack on. Right, after I started filming yesterday, I got the camera into the fuel tank, because if you can imagine the bungs there, then you've got the breather pipe coming out, and there's just enough room next to it to get the camera down, or the hose pipe. So that's how I done it. So here's the footage from the camera. It doesn't look too bad in there. I mean, it's a little bit rusty, but it's not Titanic rusty. So I was thinking last night, I'd try and figure everything I'd do out of fuel filter, a fuel pump. So I thought, right, I've done that end of the car, done the fuel pump. And I remember, before I put the fuel pump in, I washed that tank out, emptied it out, and it didn't look too rusty. So the back end of the car, as far as I'm concerned, is pretty good, or new. The front end, I done the fuel filter, and we checked the resistor and the fuel pressure regulator. That's all good. But what about the bit in the middle, the fuel pipes? So I thought last night, that car has been stood still for 10 years, so the fuel might have just got like fuel deposits everywhere, blocking the fuel line. Because yesterday, I started the car up, let it run for half hour, and that fuel pump didn't make one bit of noise. It's until you start driving it and putting the fuel pump under load, pushing the fuel through. So I thought, what if we got some of this? This is called STB Ultra Petrol System Cleaner. Put this in the tank, leave it overnight, start it up tomorrow, let it run through, then go for a drive. I'm going to try this first before I drop the fuel tank, because I reckon that fuel pump's fine. So I'm going to try this first and see what happens. There you go. All right, we'll leave that to soak all night, fingers crossed. This is the last possible solution for this car before I drop that tank. There you go. Right, it's the next day, so it's been soaking all night long. What I'm going to do, let's start her up. I'm going to let it warm up for a good 20 minutes, turn it off, let it cool down. Warm it up again for another 20 minutes, turn it off, let it cool down. Let all that stuff get through the pipes before we go for a drive. The sun has come out, so I might take it out either today or tomorrow. Will it work? Won't it work? 6, 7, who knows? But at the minute, if you listen, you cannot hear that fuel pump. Ready? That's how it should be. I don't know if you're picking that sucking noise up. That's the air filter. There's your exhaust. Fuel pump's down here. Can't hear no whining. Can't hear no whining, none of that rubbish. Oh, come on, this has got to work. So I let it warm up and cool down a couple of times, and then we'll go for a drive. And if that doesn't fix it, no more faffing about. Let's just drop the tank, crack on, and put it up for sale. Nah, I'm not joking, I won't sell this. Right, go on, girl. Right, first drive. Let's see. Oh, she's performing nice. She's not quite hot yet. She always performs really well until she's warm, and that's when that fuel pump starts waking up. It's a lovely day today. It's a Sunday. The sun's out and the bikers are out. There's a lot of bikers around today. I must get another bike for the channel. So far, so good. Fingers crossed. Come on. She's nearly warm now. I'll get down to the bottom of this roundabout, come back up, put my foot down, fingers crossed, there's no hesitation, and the fuel pump stays quiet. She's going alright. Probably spoke too soon. I'm not gonna say it's fixed yet. Let's go a bit further. Let's get this old Range Rover out of the way. We can open her up. She feels a lot more response. Oh, he's going that way. He feels. Oh God, there's traffic. Oh, what's happened here? We'll edit this bit out and spin round. Let's go. She's going alright. She's flying. No hesitation. Jesus Christ, this is as fast as I've been in this. That was quick. That is so much more responsive now I put that stuff in the fuel tank. I was looking online yesterday, and I remember my mate used to have a Toyota Sora, all souped up, if you're watching Jay, and he used to buy a little bottle of, I think it was called NOS, you put in with the fuel to make it more higher octane so it burns quicker. I wonder if that's what this needed. I don't know if this, I reckon this has been mapped. That seems a lot quicker than 250 brake. A lot quicker. I can't hear that fuel pump. Temperature, can that camera pick that up? That temperature gauge is right in the middle. That's warm. The fuel tank just under half. That sucks lovely. Oh, it's warm in here. I reckon I fixed it, guys. I knew that fuel pump was fine. I bloody knew it. That sounds. I don't think you're gonna pick that exhaust up. You might pick that induction kit out. 'Cause that's bloody noisy. I'm gonna go down this way. I'll find one more quick road, just to be sure. What a lovely day. Come on, girl. Stay quiet. Let's poodle around for a couple of minutes. Keep the old revs down. The Yaris, GR Yaris there. Let's quickly get past here. Right. Trouble this time of year, the sun's real low. The sun's getting real low, big fella. Right. That fuel pump would have made noise by now. I've got the windows open so we can try to hear the fuel pump better, but I can't hear nothing. I'm going to say that's a win, guys. I'm going to say that's a win. I've been out 20 minutes now. Fingers crossed it's fixed. But I am going to buy some of that NOS to put in the fuel tank. Just to make it burn a bit quicker. Right, I'm back on the driveway now. Look, you can see that temperature gauge is right in the middle. And if we go to the back of the car, that fuel pump is made a little bit more of a noise, but then it goes quiet. Now I've stopped giving it the beans, it's gone quiet. So I personally, I think that's fixed. I can live with that. If I'm giving it full throttle and it gets a little bit noisier because it's pushing more fuel through, then when I come to a standstill, it goes dead quiet. I can live with that. But I did notice yesterday when I was under the car, there's a little oil leak on my rear diff. Now, I've never done a rear diff before, so I'm going to have to book that in with either, I think they're called Auto Torque. They done my Evo 10 a few years back, so I can't do a rear. I've never done a rear diff, I'm not going to try and do it. So I'm going to say that's all right for now. I'm going to keep using it over Christmas and keep my eye on it. But fingers crossed, I'll get the rear diff done, job done. If I don't see you before, have a great Christmas. I might put one more video out. I've got Mercedes coming on the channel soon. Oh, the fans work. Can you hear them fans? Oh, at least we know the fans work all right. So, have a lovely Christmas. If I don't see you before, just turned off. Brilliant car. Catch you on the next one. Drive safe.